Dear students, in this video I start a new topic. It is differentiation under integral sign. Leibniz has given a rule to evaluate certain unusual integrals. Unusual integrals means, say I give the example here, later I have to evaluate this, 0 to pi log of 1 plus a cos x divided by cos x with respect to x. Evaluate this integral. It is quite unusual integral because by usual procedure it is difficult to evaluate this integral using any rule, integration by parts or substitution. It is difficult to evaluate this integral. Now this differentiation under integral sign helps us to evaluate such unusual integrals. Leibniz has given a rule. Leibniz rule to evaluate these unusual integrals. It is therefore called differentiation under integral sign. Now, first I state and prove one theorem, and then I consider that type of problems. Application of that theorem. What does theorem state? So I write this statement here. Theorem is like this: if f of x alpha and dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha, you know the partial derivative, meaning of dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha be continuous functions of x and alpha, and f of alpha is, I use capital F here, f of alpha is integral 0 to or integral a to b f of x alpha dx. Let me explain. First I write the statement here. Then d by d alpha of f of alpha is integral a to b dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha with respect to x. Here a b are constants. They are independent of alpha. This is Leibniz rule. See what does theorem states? Here f of x alpha, dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha are continuous functions of x and alpha, and capital F alpha is a to b f of x alpha dx. If you integrate right hand side with respect to x and take the values of x as a to b, limit assigned for x are a to b, it will become a function of alpha. We have denoted that by f of alpha. F of alpha is this. Then differentiation d by d alpha of f of alpha is given by a to b under the integral sign dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha with respect to x. This gives a rule to differentiate under integral sign, and using that we can easily evaluate some unusual or complicated integrals. First I prove this. Proof of this. What is given? F of x alpha is, or f of alpha is, it is given. Don't get confused with capital F and small f here. Capital F alpha is a to b f of x alpha dx. Therefore f of alpha plus h is a to b f of x alpha plus h dx. Follow this one. We have denoted this a to be f of x alpha, dx is it is a function of alpha. We have denoted that by f of alpha. So f of alpha plus h is this. Consider f of alpha plus h minus f of alpha. It is integral a to b f of x alpha plus h dx minus a to b f of x alpha with respect to x. F of alpha plus h minus f of alpha. It is a to b f of x alpha plus h minus f of x alpha with respect to x, using some properties of definite integrals. Is given by this. Now we apply for this difference, we apply Lagrange's theorem of differential calculus. We apply Lagrange's mean value theorem of differential calculus to this difference. What does theorem states? If f is a continuous function, then f of a plus h minus f of a is h into f dash a plus theta h. See, this is Lagrange's mean value theorem of differential calculus, where theta lies between 0 and 1. If f is continuous function of x and a is a constant, then f of a plus h minus f of a is h is positive, small positive number here, small positive real number. F of a plus h minus f of a is h into f dash a plus theta h. What is theta? Lies between 0 and 1. Now here it is f of x alpha plus h. We consider this as function of two variables, x and alpha, and only the difference is here. In place of f dash we will get partial derivative. Here we have ordinary derivative because it is a theorem for function of single variables, and we can extend that to function of two variables also. Here x and alpha are two variables, f is a function of two variables. Therefore, extending that Lagrange's mean value theorem to two variables, we get f of alpha plus h minus f of alpha is a to b h into dappa by dappa alpha of x alpha plus theta h with respect to x, where theta is greater than 0, less than 1. Correct? H into f of x plus x alpha plus theta h. What is this? F of alpha plus h minus f of alpha. I think all of you followed this step. We have taken f of alpha plus h minus f of alpha. This is the difference. For this difference we have applied mean value theorem of differential calculus for two variables. Now h is constant here, therefore we get f of alpha plus h minus f of alpha upon h is equal to a to b dappa by dappa alpha of f of it is f of x alpha plus theta h with respect to x. With respect to x. Now we consider the limiting case. Consider limiting case. Take limit as h tends to 0. Limit h tends to 0, f of alpha plus h minus f of alpha upon h is limit h tends to 0 integral a to b dappa by dappa alpha of f of x alpha plus theta h with respect to x. Now as h tends to 0, this is nothing but f dash alpha by definition of derivative. This is value of the derivative of f with respect to alpha at the point alpha, f dash alpha. It is integral a to b dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha plus theta h. As x tends to 0, we will get f of x alpha with respect to x. Now this is Leibniz rule. This is Leibniz rule. F dash alpha means d by d alpha of f of alpha. So the theorem is like this. Now proof is simple here. Only we have applied here Lagrange's mean value theorem of differential calculus, and the theorem is like this. If f of alpha is a to b, theorem can be written like this. F of alpha is a to b, f of x alpha with respect to x, then differentiation f dash alpha d by d alpha of f of alpha is integral a to b dabba by dabba alpha of f of x alpha with respect to x. That is the theorem. Now I consider some problems on this. Sometimes the proof may be asked. I think all of you understood the proof. Examination point of view, proof may be asked, and definitely there will be one problem on this. Problem is, I start with this. Show that if -1 less than a less than 1, minus pi by 2 less than sin inverse a less than pi by 2, integral 0 to pi log of 1 plus a cos x divided by cos x with respect to x is pi sin inverse a. To start with, consider a simple problem. Here it is an unusual problem. Any substitution or methods that you have already studied in integration is not working here. So we use differentiation under integral sign. What is the first step? Let f of a is, here we have a is, it is called parameter. F of a is 0 to pi log of 1 plus a cos x divided by cos x with respect to x. Take this as 1. F of a is this. Next step is differentiate both sides. Differentiate both sides with respect to a using differentiation under integral sign or Leibniz rule integration sign. Leibniz rule of differentiation under integral sign. We get d by dA of f of a is integral 0 to pi dabba by dabba a of log of 1 plus a cos x divided by cos x with respect to x. See, we have used Leibniz rule. Leibniz rule for differentiation under integral sign. We have used this. It is therefore 0 to pi 1 upon cos x, because we are differentiating with respect to a here. Cos x is constant, x is constant. 1 upon cos x. Differentiation is 1 upon 1 plus a cos x into cos x. Say differentiation is with respect to a. So x is constant. How to differentiate 1 upon cos x? First it is constant. Then the log u is 1 upon u. D by dA of a cos x is cos x. Because we are differentiating with respect to a here. Cos x is constant. Now this cancels. It is 0 to pi dx by 1 plus a cos x. Now this can be easily evaluated. You have to evaluate this. in PUC classes only I have studied how to integrate this type of function. If the differentiation is only first degree in sin x and cos x, substitution is tan x by 2 is equal to t. Put tan x by 2 is equal to t. Then differentiate secant square x by 2 into half is dt by dx, or dx is 2 dt upon secant square x by 2. 2 dt upon 1 plus tan square x by 2. Secant square is 1 plus tan square. 2 dt upon 1 plus t square. The standard substitution it is, or even you can directly use this. If you remember, while studying integration in PUC classes, you have used this as a standard result. These differentiations are not required. You can directly write dx is 2 dt by 1 plus t square. And what is cos x? Cos x becomes 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square, because cos x is 1 minus tan square x by 2 upon 1 plus tan square x by 2. This is the formula. Cos x in terms of tan. And about limits. When x is 0, t is 0. X is pi, t is, see, t becomes tan x by 2, pi by 2, t tends to infinity. So this is the substitution. So d by dA of f of a becomes, f of a is integral 0 to pi, substitute here, 0 to pi becomes 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity. What is dx? 2 dt by 1 plus t square, 1 plus a into 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square. What is dx? 2 dt by 1 plus t square. Already substituted, sorry. It is dx is 2 dt by 1 plus t square, this dx, and cos x is this. Now simplify. 2 into 0 to infinity dt by 1 plus t square divided by 1 plus t square plus a into 1 minus t square upon 1 plus t square. This cancels. 2 into 0 to infinity dt by 1 minus a into t square plus 1 minus a into t square plus 1 plus a. Only simplification, it reduces to rational algebraic function in t, hence we can evaluate. First you have to evaluate now. It is 2 into integral 0 to infinity 2 by 1 minus a 0 to infinity dt by t square plus 1 plus a upon 1 minus a. Standard integral it is. We reduce to standard form. So it is 2 by 1 minus a 0 to infinity dt by t square plus root 1 plus a by 1 minus a square. Now it is of the form integral dx by a square plus x square. What is the formula? 1 upon a tan inverse x by a. This is the formula. Dx by a square plus x square form. So 2 by 1 minus a 1 upon root 1 plus a by 1 minus a tan inverse of t divided by root 1 plus a by 1 minus a 0 to infinity. I think you have followed all the steps here. It is 2 by, say 1 root 1 minus a cancels, you get 1 minus a square and tan inverse infinity minus tan inverse 0. Therefore, 2 by 1 minus a square, root 1 minus a square into pi by 2. It is pi by root 1 minus a square. Tan inverse 0 is 0. What is this? D by dA of f of a is pi by root 1 minus a square. See, it is d by dA of f of a. How to get f of a from this? We integrate. Integrating with respect to a. Integrating with respect to a, both sides. We get f of a is pi into dA by root 1 minus a square. Root 1 minus a square. So f of a is pi. What is integral? Standard integral it is sin inverse. Now take this as 2. From 1 and 2. What is 1? We have denoted given integral by f of a. See the expression 1, how we have started with the problem. We have denoted the given integral by f of a. So the given integral is equal to this. From 1 and 2, integral 0 to pi log of 1 plus a cos x divided by cos x with respect to x is phi sin inverse a. Now this is one standard problem, and from this you can evaluate many such integrals. This is the procedure. I think all of you understood the procedure, and you try the remaining problem. I leave some problems as exercise here, and I continue the next topic. Thank you.